Today we are going to be taking a look at Battlefront's T26 Light and Bt7 Fast Tankovy Company Box Sets, kindly provided by Battlefront and priced at £32 or 52 US dollars. Both the T26 and Bt7 tank box sets consist of 5 cast resin and metal part tanks with the option to fit a barrel on the T26 to model the KHY-130 flamethrower variant. Released to support Battlefront's recent Rising Sun supplement, the T26 is equally at home in Spanish Civil War, Finnish Winter War, and later joined by the Bt7 Batushka in Eastern Front games up until, and in some cases beyond, 1943. The T26 Company Box Set consists of 5 identical resin hulls and metal parts for the crew, radiator cover, hatches, main gun, MGs, tracks and upper hull. Unfortunately, there are no turret magnets or decals, despite the latter being shown on the cover of the box. The riveted resin hull is cleanly cast and well detailed. The white metal parts have some flash and there are mould lines apparent on some of the upper surfaces of the tracks. It's nice to see Battlefront utilising QR codes to link to online content, but as of the 4th of September the assembly guide is not actually available. Fortunately, reference to the various photographs through the link makes the build sequence relatively straightforward. The inclusion of a number of optional parts surprised me and compensates in part for the lack of differentiated hulls. In addition to the KHT-139 Flame variant, you had the option of modelling a rear turret DT 7.62mm machine gun that was installed on T26 from the end of 1935 to 1939. You can choose to model a cover over the armoured grills of the radiator air intake to prevent ignition by cheeky Molotov cocktails, and select your turret hatches with an option to model a DT 7.62mm machine gun on a P40M mount. It's a shame that there's no new Soviet tankers sculpted for either the T26 or Bt7s, and if you want to use them, you're going to have to be prepared to cut up your hatches and liberally apply superglue if you want to mount the turret MG. The basic cleanup and build took around 12 minutes, and I'd recommend that you use a medium to thick superglue or filler glue to ensure an effective bond. The Bt7 Company Box Set consists of 5 identical resin hulls and metal parts for the crew, exhaust vents, hatch covers, main gun, MGs and track. Again, there are no turret magnets or decals, which is a shame. On the whole, the hulls are cleanly cast with some nice detailing in the form of a chain, projector-type headlights and a spade. There is some annoying residue on the underside that requires a little work before the tracks can be glued on. The white metal parts have easily removable but irritating flash around the track wheels. There are slightly less options to pimp your BT5, with options to mount the rear machine gun, model your turret hatches open or closed, and add the DT 7.62mm machine gun. But without a definable mount, this will never be robust enough for most gamers. The clean-up and basic build is straightforward enough and took 20 minutes, a little longer due to the amount of flash on the track sections. In terms of compatibility, I don't have many other early war tanks, so it's difficult to say. If you're planning on running these alongside Zvezda's early war range, perhaps for Barbarossa, rest assured they fit in well. Battlefront's T26 and Bt7 Tankovy box sets are another step forward in widening the range of early war tank variants for Soviet players. The absence of individually sculpted hulls places the onus on the gamer to put the effort into personalising their tanks, and the T26 certainly has more options than the Bt7 in this respect. Whilst there's much to commend this approach, it would be great if this range of choice was available in addition to individually modelled hulls, or with a greater range of, say, optional stowage. The absence of a robust turret mount for the DT machine gun on the Bt7 and decals and turret magnets in both sets is a regrettable oversight. That said, the build is straightforward and the finished models are well detailed and pleasingly accurate in scale. At around £6.40 or $10 US 40 each, some may find this a little steep, but if you intend to game this period, you'll find competition in this scale thin on the ground. Recommended for commanders who may have a little more kulak heritage than they'd be prepared to admit.